I want you to think about something for a moment. When was the last time you really paid attention to how you walk? Not just whether you can get from point A to point B, but the quality of your walking, the smoothness, the balance, the confidence in each step. Most people do not think about their gait until something goes wrong, until they notice they are shuffling instead of striding, until they realize they are holding on to walls and furniture more than they used to, until they see themselves walking in a reflection and think, when did I start walking like that? Here is what I have observed in over 2 decades of practicing medicine. The way you walk is one of the most accurate indicators of your overall health and functional age. I can often tell more about someone's health by watching them walk across my office than I can from looking at their chart. Your gait tells me about your muscle strength, your joint health, your balance, your nervous system function, and even your cognitive health. And here's the thing that really frustrates me. Most people think that declining gait is just a normal part of aging. They think shuffling, instability, and loss of walking speed are inevitable. But that is simply not true. Yes, some changes happen as we age, but the dramatic decline in gait quality that we see in so many older adults is not normal aging. It is the result of specific deficiencies and imbalances that we can actually address. Now, you might be wondering, Dr. Willamy, what does food have to do with how I walk? Everything. Absolutely everything. Your gait depends on strong muscles, healthy joints, well-functioning nerves, good circulation, and a sharp. All of these systems require specific nutrients to function properly. When you are not getting those nutrients, these systems start to break down and your gait suffers. But here is the exciting part. When you start feeding your body the right nutrients, you can actually reverse much of this decline. You can strengthen the muscles that control your walking. You can support the joints that bear your weight. You can improve the nerve signals that coordinate your movement. You can enhance the blood flow that delivers oxygen to your muscles, and you can sharpen the brain function that keeps you balanced and coordinated. Today I am going to share with you the top 7 foods that can fix your gait and help you walk with the strength, stability, and confidence you had when you were younger. These are not exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. These are real accessible foods that target the specific systems your body needs for healthy walking. Let us get started. All right, let us start with number 7, and this one might surprise you. Beets. Now, I know beets are not everyone's favorite vegetable. Some people love them. Some people think they taste like dirt. But when it comes to improving your gait, beets are absolutely remarkable. And let me tell you exactly why. Beets contain something called nitrates, not the artificial nitrates you find in processed meats, but natural beneficial nitrates. When you eat beets, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules for cardiovascular health. Nitric oxide causes your blood vessels to relax and dilate, which improves blood flow throughout your entire body. Now, why does this matter for your walking? Because your leg muscles need a tremendous amount of oxygen and nutrients when you walk. If your blood flow is restricted, your muscles cannot get the fuel they need, and they fatigue quickly. You might notice this as heaviness in your legs, cramping, or just not being able to walk as far as you used to. By eating beets regularly, you are opening up those blood vessels and allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach your working muscles. But there is more to this story. Research has shown that the nitric oxide from beets can actually improve the efficiency of your mitochondria. Mitochondria are the energy powerhouses inside your cells, and they are what produce the energy your muscles need to contract. When your mitochondria are working more efficiently, your muscles can do more work with less oxygen. That means you can walk farther and faster without getting as tired. Here is something else that really fascinates me about beets. They can improve your walking speed. Studies have shown that older adults who consume beet juice before walking show measurable improvements in their walking speed and endurance. Walking speed is actually one of the best predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults. The faster you can walk, generally speaking, the healthier you are. Beets also contain something called betaine, which is a compound that helps reduce inflammation and supports muscle function. Chronic inflammation can break down muscle tissue and interfere with the nerve signals that control your muscles. By reducing inflammation, beets help create an environment where your muscles and nerves can function optimally. Now, how should you eat beets? You have several options. You can roast fresh beets, which brings out their natural sweetness and makes them delicious. Just wash them, wrap them in foil, and roast them at 400 degrees for about an hour until they are tender. Then you can slice them and add them to salads or eat them as a side dish. You can also buy pre-cooked beets in the produce section of most grocery stores, which makes things really convenient. Beet juice is another option, and this is actually what most of the research studies have used. You can buy beet juice at health food stores or make your own if you have a juicer. The taste is pretty strong, so a lot of people mix beet juice with other juices like apple or carrot to make it more palatable. If you go the juice route, I recommend about 4 to 6 ounces of beet juice per day. One thing to be aware of, beets can turn your urine and stool a reddish color. This is completely harmless and actually kind of fascinating from a biological perspective, but I am mentioning it, so you do not panic if you see it. It is just the pigments from the beets passing through your system. How much should you eat? I recommend eating beets or drinking beet juice about 3 to 4 times per week. That is enough to get the blood flow benefits without overdoing it. And here is a tip. The benefits of beets seem to peak about 2 to 3 hours after you eat them. So if you are planning to go for a walk or do some physical activity, having some beets a couple of hours beforehand might give you a noticeable boost in performance. Number 6 is sardines. And I know a lot of people are not excited about eating sardines, but hear me out because these little fish are absolutely packed with nutrients that are critical for healthy gait and mobility. Let me start with omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines are one of the richest sources of omega-3 fatties you can eat. A small can of sardines can provide over 1,000 milligrams of omega-3 fatties, specifically EPA and DHA. These omega-3 fatty acids are incredibly important for reducing inflammation throughout your body. And inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of healthy joints and muscles. When your joints are inflamed, they become stiff and painful. Walking becomes uncomfortable, so you naturally start moving less. You might develop a limp or an awkward gait pattern to avoid putting weight on a painful joint. Over time, these compensatory movement patterns can lead to problems in other joints and muscles. By eating omega-3 rich foods like sardines, you are helping to reduce that joint inflammation and allowing your joints to move more freely and comfortably. But omega-3 fatties do more than just reduce inflammation. They also support nerve function. And healthy nerve function is absolutely critical for gait. Every step you take requires incredibly precise coordination between your brain, your spinal cord, and the nerves that control your leg muscles. If those nerve signals are not transmitting properly, your gait becomes unsteady and uncoordinated. Omega-3 fatty acids help maintain the myelin sheath, which is the protective coating around nerve fibers that allows electrical signals to travel quickly and efficiently. Now here is where sardines really shine compared to other foods. They are loaded with vitamin D. A small can of sardines can provide 200 to 300 international units of vitamin D, which is a substantial amount, and vitamin D is absolutely crucial for muscle strength and function. Studies have consistently shown that people with low vitamin D levels have weaker muscles, slower walking speeds, and higher risk of falls. Vitamin D helps your muscle cells respond to nerve signals and contract effectively. Without adequate vitamin D, your muscles become weak and unresponsive, which directly impacts your ability to walk with strength and stability. Sardines are also an excellent source of calcium. In fact, when you eat sardines with the bones, which are soft and completely edible, you are getting one of the best dietary sources of calcium available. A small can of sardines with bones can provide 300 to 400 milligrams of calcium. Calcium is essential for bone health, and strong bones are the foundation of healthy gait. If your bones are weak or porous from osteoporosis, you are at much higher risk for fractures, and even minor compression fractures in your spine can alter your posture and gait. Here is another benefit of sardines that does not get talked about enough. They contain a significant amount of coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10. This is a compound that your cells need to produce energy. As we age, our natural production of CoQ10 declines, and this can lead to reduced muscle energy and endurance. By eating foods rich in CoQ10, like sardines, you are helping to maintain your muscle energy production, which means your legs have more stamina for walking. Sardines are also packed with protein. A small can provides about 20 g of high-quality, complete protein. This protein provides the amino acids your muscles need to maintain their strength and mass. Remember, your leg muscles do the work of walking. If those muscles are weak or wasting away, your gait will suffer no matter what else you do. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. Sardines have a strong flavor and a unique texture that not everyone enjoys, but there are ways to make them more palatable. You can mash sardines with a little bit of lemon juice, olive oil, and herbs. Then spread the mixture on whole grain crackers or bread. You can add sardines to a salad with plenty of fresh vegetables and a tangy dressing that complements their flavor. Some people even add sardines to pasta dishes or omelets. If you really cannot stand the taste of sardines, you could also consider mackerel or herring, which are similar, small, oily fish with comparable nutritional profiles. They are all excellent sources of omega-3, vitamin D, and calcium. How often should you eat sardines? I recommend at least twice a week. That is enough to get substantial benefits for your joints, muscles, nerves, and bones without getting tired of eating the same food all the time. Look for sardines packed in olive oil or water rather than soybean oil or other vegetable oils. The olive oil provides additional healthy fats and does not detract from the omega-3. Coming in at number 5, we have leafy greens, and I am talking about spinach, kale, colored greens, Swiss chard, and all those other dark, nutrient-dense leaves. These vegetables are absolute powerhouses when it comes to supporting the systems your body needs for healthy walking. Let me start with magnesium, because this is where leafy greens really excel. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including many that are critical for muscle function and nerve transmission. When your magnesium levels are low, your muscles do not contract and relax properly. You might experience muscle cramps, twitches, or a feeling of weakness in your legs. All of these things can interfere with your ability to walk smoothly and confidently. A couple of cups of cooked spinach can provide over 150 milligrams of magnesium, which is a substantial portion of what you need each day. And magnesium is particularly important for older adults because magnesium absorption tends to decline as we age. Many older adults are walking around with suboptimal magnesium levels without even realizing it, and this is contributing to their gait problems. Leafy greens are also loaded with vitamin K, and vitamin K is crucial for bone health. Vitamin K helps your body properly utilize calcium and deposit it in your bones where it belongs rather than in your soft tissues where it can cause problems. People with low vitamin K intake have higher rates of bone fractures, and fractures can obviously have a devastating impact on your mobility and gait. Just 1 cup of cooked kale provides over 1,000 micrograms of vitamin K, which is far more than the recommended daily amount. But here is something about vitamin K that most people do not know. It also plays a role in reducing calcification of your arteries. When your arteries become stiff and calcified, blood flow to your legs decreases, which means your leg muscles do not get the oxygen they need during walking. This can lead to a condition called claudication, where you experience cramping and pain in your legs when you walk by keeping your arteries flexible and healthy. Vitamin K helps ensure good blood flow to your working muscles. Leafy greens contain powerful antioxidants, including lutein and zeaxanthin. These antioxidants are best known for protecting eye health, but they also help protect your brain and nervous system from oxidative damage. Your gait is controlled by your brain, and cognitive decline can lead to gait problems. Studies have shown that older adults who eat more leafy greens have slower rates of cognitive decline and better maintenance of their physical function, including walking ability. Here is another critical nutrient in leafy greens, folate, which is also called vitamin B9. Folate is essential for producing and maintaining healthy nerve cells. Your peripheral nerves, which run from your spine down into your legs and feet, need folate to function properly. When folate levels are low, these nerves can become damaged, leading to a condition called peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy causes numbness, tingling, and loss of sensation in your feet and legs, which makes it very difficult to walk normally. You need sensation in your feet to maintain your balance and adjust your gait to different surfaces. Leafy greens also provide a good amount of iron, especially darker greens like spinach. Iron is essential for producing hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in your red blood cells. If you are iron deficient, your muscles do not get enough oxygen and you will feel fatigued and weak, especially in your legs. This can make walking feel like much more effort than it should be. Now, I know a lot of people struggle to eat enough leafy greens. They know they should eat them, but they just do not do it. So, let me give you some practical strategies. Start your day with a green smoothie. Throw a couple of handfuls of spinach or kale into your morning smoothie with some fruit, and you will barely taste the greens. Sauté leafy greens with garlic and olive oil as a side dish for lunch or dinner. It takes about 5 minutes and tastes fantastic. Add chopped greens to soups, stews, omelets, and pasta dishes. They wilt down to almost nothing, so you can pack a lot of nutrition into your meals. How much should you eat? I recommend at least 2 to 3 cups of leafy greens per day. That sounds like a lot, but remember, they cook down significantly. A huge pile of raw spinach becomes just a small serving once it is cooked. If you find raw greens hard to digest, lightly cooking them makes them much easier on your stomach while still preserving most of their nutritional value. One more tip. Pair your leafy greens with a source of healthy fat like olive oil, avocado, or nuts. Many of the beneficial compounds in leafy greens, including vitamin K and the carotenoids, are fat soluble. That means your body absorbs them much better when you eat them with some fat. Number 4 is sweet potatoes. And these orange flesh tubers are absolutely incredible for supporting the muscle strength and nerve function you need for healthy gait. Let me walk you through why sweet potatoes deserve this spot on our list. First, let us talk about complex carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes are an excellent source of complex carbs that digest slowly and provide sustained energy. Your muscles run on a fuel called glycogen, which is made from the carbohydrates you eat. When your muscle glycogen stores are depleted, your muscles become weak and fatigued. You might notice this as heavy, tired legs that just do not want to move the way they should. By eating sweet potatoes regularly, you are ensuring your muscles have the fuel they need to power your walking. But sweet potatoes are not just any carbohydrate. They have a relatively low glycemic index, which means they do not cause rapid spikes in your blood sugar. This is important because blood sugar spikes and crashes can affect your energy levels and your muscle function. Stable blood sugar means stable energy for your muscles and more consistent strength throughout the day. Now here is where sweet potatoes really stand out. They are absolutely loaded with potassium. One medium sweet potato can provide over 500 milligrams of potassium. Potassium is crucial for muscle contraction and nerve signal transmission. Every time your leg muscles contract to take a step, that contraction is triggered by electrical signals, and those signals depend on the balance of potassium and sodium in and around your cells. When your potassium levels are low, your muscles do not respond properly to nerve signals. They might feel weak, they might cramp, or they might not contract with the force they should. This directly impacts your ability to walk with strength and stability. Many older adults do not get enough potassium in their diet, and this contributes to muscle weakness and gait problems. Sweet potatoes are also one of the richest sources of beta-carotene, which is the compound that gives them their orange color. Your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A, and vitamin A is important for maintaining the mucous membranes in your respiratory system, which helps you get adequate oxygen when you are walking or being active. But vitamin A also plays a role in maintaining healthy vision, and good vision is critical for safe, confident walking. When your muscle glycogen stores are depleted, your muscles become weak and fatigued. You might notice this as heavy, tired legs that just do not want to move the way they should. By eating sweet potatoes regularly, you are ensuring your muscles have the fuel they need to power your walking. But sweet potatoes are not just any carbohydrate. They have a relatively low glycemic index, which means they do not cause rapid spikes in your blood sugar. This is important because blood sugar spikes and crashes can affect your energy levels and your muscle function. Stable blood sugar means stable energy for your muscles and more consistent strength throughout the day. Now, here is where sweet potatoes really stand out. They are absolutely loaded with potassium. One medium sweet potato can provide over 500 milligrams of potassium. Potassium is crucial for muscle contraction and nerve signal transmission. Every time your leg muscles contract to take a step, that contraction is triggered by electrical signals, and those signals depend on the balance of potassium and sodium in and around your cells. When your potassium levels are low, your muscles do not respond properly to nerve signals. They might feel weak, they might cramp, or they might not contract with the force they should. This directly impacts your ability to walk with strength and stability. Many older adults do not get enough potassium in their diet, and this contributes to muscle weakness and gait problems. Sweet potatoes are also one of the richest sources of beta-carotene, which is the compound that gives them their orange color. Your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A, and vitamin A is important for maintaining the mucous membranes in your respiratory system, which helps you get adequate oxygen when you are walking or being active. But vitamin A also plays a role in maintaining healthy vision, and good vision is critical for safe, confident walking. Think about it. When you walk, you are constantly using your vision to navigate obstacles, judge distances, and maintain your balance. If your vision is impaired, you are much more likely to trip, stumble, or lose your balance. Beta-carotene and vitamin A help maintain the health of your retinas and support your ability to see clearly, especially in low light conditions. Here is another benefit of sweet potatoes that I find really important. They contain a significant amount of fiber. One medium sweet potato provides about 4 g of fiber. Fiber is important for maintaining healthy gut bacteria, and your gut bacteria play a role in producing certain B vitamins and vitamin K. These nutrients, as we have already discussed, are important for nerve function and bone health. So by supporting your gut health with fiber, you are indirectly supporting the systems that control your gait. Sweet potatoes also provide several B vitamins, including vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is involved in the production of neurotransmitters, which are the chemical messengers your nervous system uses to send signals. Adequate B6 levels help ensure that your brain can communicate effectively with your muscles, which is essential for coordinated, smooth walking. Now, let me talk about the best ways to prepare sweet potatoes. Baking or roasting sweet potatoes brings out their natural sweetness and preserves most of their nutrients. You can bake them whole, slice them into wedges, and roast them, or cube them and add them to soups and stews. Steaming is another great option that preserves the nutrients while cooking them quickly. I recommend eating the skin whenever possible because that is where a lot of the fiber is found. Just scrub the skin well before cooking. Avoid preparations that add a lot of butter, sugar, or marshmallows, which turn a healthy food into something much less beneficial. A little bit of olive oil or a sprinkle of cinnamon is all you need to make sweet potatoes delicious. How often should you eat sweet potatoes? I recommend at least 3 to 4 times per week. One medium sweet potato is a perfect serving size, You can have them as a side dish with lunch or dinner, or even as a base for a meal topped with vegetables and a protein source. One more tip, sweet potatoes store really well. You can keep them in a cool, dark place for several weeks. Having sweet potatoes on hand makes it easy to incorporate them into your meals regularly without worrying about them going bad. We are into the top 3 now, and number 3 is eggs. Eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat for supporting the muscle strength, nerve function, and overall health you need for optimal gait. Let me explain exactly why eggs are so powerful. First, the protein. One large egg contains about 6 grams of the highest quality protein you can eat. Egg protein is considered the gold standard because it contains all 9 essential amino acids in the perfect ratios your body needs. Your leg muscles, which do the work of walking, are made of protein. To maintain their strength and mass, you need to provide your body with adequate high-quality protein every single day. Without it, your muscles gradually waste away and your walking ability declines. But here's what makes eggs particularly important for gait. They contain an amino acid called leucine in significant amounts. Leucine is the most important amino acid for stimulating muscle protein synthesis, which is the process by which your body builds and repairs muscle tissue. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to the signal to build new muscle. We need more leucine to trigger that process. Eggs provide a concentrated dose of leucine that helps overcome this age-related resistance and keeps your muscles strong. Now, let me talk about the yolk because this is where eggs really become special for gait health. The yolk contains choline, which is a nutrient that most people have never even heard of. Choline is absolutely critical for nerve function. Your body uses choline to produce acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter that carries signals from your nerves to your muscles. Without adequate choline, those nerve to muscle signals become weak and inefficient. Think about what happens when you walk. Your brain sends signals down your spinal cord, out through peripheral nerves, and into the muscles of your legs and feet. These signals tell specific muscle fibers when to contract and when to relax. This coordination happens hundreds of times with every step you take. If those signals are not strong and clear, your gait becomes uncoordinated and unstable. Choline helps ensure those signals are transmitted effectively. Egg yolks also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, which are antioxidants that protect your eyes and your brain from oxidative damage. We already talked about how important vision is for safe walking, but these antioxidants also help protect your brain from age-related decline. Your gait is controlled by your brain, and cognitive decline is strongly associated with gait problems. People with dementia often develop characteristic gait abnormalities. By protecting your brain health, you are protecting your gait. Eggs are also one of the few food sources of vitamin D. The yolk contains vitamin D, and as we have discussed, vitamin D is crucial for muscle strength and function. One egg provides about 40 international units of vitamin D. That is not a huge amount, but every bit helps, especially since many people are deficient in vitamin D. Here is another benefit of eggs that is particularly relevant for gait. They contain sulfur containing amino acids like methionine and cyanine. These amino acids are important for producing connective tissue, including the tendons and ligaments that stabilize your joints. Strong, healthy connective tissue helps maintain joint stability, which is essential for walking confidently without fear of your knees or ankles giving out. Your body uses choline to produce acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter that carries signals from your nerves to your muscles. Without adequate choline, those nerve to muscle signals become weak and inefficient. Eggs also provide several B vitamins, including B12, which is critical for nerve health. Vitamin B12 deficiency can cause peripheral neuropathy, which leads to numbness and tingling in your feet and legs. This loss of sensation makes it very difficult to walk normally because you cannot feel where your feet are or what surface you are walking on. Adequate B12 from foods like eggs helps prevent this type of nerve damage. Now, I want to address something because there is still confusion about this. For years, people were told to avoid eggs because of cholesterol concerns, but we now know that for most people, dietary cholesterol has minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels. The cholesterol in your blood is mostly made by your liver, not obtained from food, so unless your doctor has specifically told you to limit eggs, most healthy adults can safely eat eggs daily. How many eggs should you eat? I typically recommend 1 to 2 eggs per day, and please eat the whole egg, not just the whites. The yolk is where almost all of these beneficial nutrients are found. If you throw away the yolk, you are throwing away most of the nutritional value. How should you prepare them? Any cooking method works, but I particularly like hard-boiled eggs because they are convenient and portable. You can boil a batch at the beginning of the week and have them ready to grab. Scrambled eggs, poached eggs, and omelets are all great. Just be careful not to cook them in too much butter or oil, which adds unnecessary calories without adding nutritional value. One more tip, if your budget allows, choose pasture-raised eggs. Hens that are raised on pasture and allowed to eat their natural diet produce eggs with higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and other beneficial nutrients. The yolks are usually a deeper orange color, which indicates higher nutrient content. Number 2 on our list is wild-caught salmon, and this fish is absolutely extraordinary for supporting every system your body needs for healthy gait. When I think about the perfect food for mobility and walking, salmon is at the top of my list. Let me tell you why. First, the protein. A 4 ounces serving of salmon provides about 25 to 30 g of complete high-quality protein. This protein gives your body all the amino acids it needs to maintain your leg muscle mass and strength. But salmon is not just about protein. What really sets it apart is its exceptional content of omega-3 fatty acids. Wild-caught salmon can provide over 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s per 4 ounces serving. These omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA, are incredibly powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, and inflammation is one of the biggest factors that interferes with healthy gait. When your joints are inflamed, they become stiff and painful. Your knees might ache, your hips might feel tight, your ankles might not have their full range of motion. All of this forces you to alter your gait pattern in ways that can lead to further problems. But omega-3s from salmon do more than just reduce joint inflammation. They also reduce systemic inflammation throughout your entire body, including in your blood vessels. When your blood vessels are inflamed, they become stiff and narrow, which reduces blood flow to your leg muscles. Your muscles need oxygen-rich blood to function properly by reducing vascular inflammation. Omega-3s help ensure your leg muscles are getting the blood flow they need. Here is something really fascinating about omega-3s and gait. Research has shown that omega-3 fatty acids can actually improve the speed at which nerve signals travel. Your nerves are coated with a substance called myelin, which acts like insulation on an electrical wire. Omega-3s help maintain the health and integrity of this myelin sheath. When your myelin is healthy, nerve signals travel faster and more efficiently. This means better coordination, faster reaction times, and smoother, more controlled movements when you walk. Salmon is also an excellent source of vitamin D. A 4 ounces serving can provide 400 to 600 international units of vitamin D. Vitamin D is absolutely critical for muscle function. It helps your muscle cells respond to nerve signals and contract with proper force. Studies have consistently shown that people with low vitamin D levels have weaker muscles, slower walking speeds, and higher risk of falls. Getting adequate vitamin D from foods like salmon helps maintain your muscle strength and walking ability, but there is more. Salmon contains several B vitamins, including B6, B12, and niacin. These vitamins play crucial roles in energy production and nerve function. Vitamin B12 in particular is essential for maintaining healthy nerve cells. B12 deficiency can lead to peripheral neuropathy, which causes numbness and loss of sensation in your feet and legs. This makes it very difficult to walk normally because you cannot feel the ground beneath your feet. Salmon also provides selenium, which is an important mineral that acts as an antioxidant. Selenium helps protect your cells, including muscle and nerve cells, from oxidative damage. It also supports thyroid function, and your thyroid hormones help regulate your metabolism and muscle function. Proper thyroid function is important for maintaining muscle mass and strength. Here is another benefit of salmon that is particularly relevant for gait. It contains a compound called azeaxanthin, which is what gives wild salmon its pink color. Azeaxanthin is a powerful antioxidant that has been shown to reduce muscle fatigue and improve muscle recovery. When your muscles recover better, they maintain their strength and do not break down as quickly. This helps you maintain the muscle mass you need for strong, confident walking. Now, I specifically recommend wild-caught salmon over farmed salmon. Wild salmon eat a natural diet of small fish and krill, which gives them higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and azeaxanthin. Farmed salmon are often fed a diet based on grains and plant oils, which results in lower omega-3 content and a less favorable omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. Wild salmon is more expensive, but the nutritional difference is significant. How often should you eat salmon? I recommend at least 2 to 3 servings per week. Each serving should be about 4 to 6 ounces. You can bake it, grill it, broil it, or even poach it. Try not to overcook salmon because excessive heat can damage some of those beneficial omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon is done when it flakes easily with a fork and is still slightly translucent in the very center. If fresh wild salmon is too expensive or hard to find, canned wild salmon is an excellent alternative. It is much less expensive, has a long shelf life, and provides all the same nutritional benefits. A small can of wild salmon makes a perfect addition to a salad or can be mixed with some herbs and lemon juice to make a salmon salad. One more thing, some people worry about mercury and fish. Fortunately, salmon is one of the lower mercury fish options. It does not live as long or get as large as fish like tuna or swordfish, so it does not accumulate much mercury. For most people, eating salmon several times a week is perfectly safe. And here we are at number 1. The single best food you can eat to fix your gait and walk like you are 30 again. Blueberries. Now, you might be surprised to see a fruit at the top of this list instead of a protein-rich food or a vegetable. But when you understand everything that blueberries do for your brain, your muscles, your circulation, and your overall health, it becomes clear why they have earned this spot. Let me start with the brain, because your gait is ultimately controlled by your brain. Every step you take requires incredibly complex coordination between your brain, your spinal cord, and all the nerves and muscles in your legs and core. As we age, our brain function naturally declines to some degree. But here is what is remarkable about blueberries. They have been shown in numerous studies to slow and even reverse age-related cognitive decline. Blueberries contain some of the highest levels of antioxidants of any food you can eat. The compounds responsible for these benefits are called anthocyanins, which are the pigments that give blueberries their deep blue color. These anthocyanins can actually cross the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in the areas of your brain that control movement, balance, and coordination. Research has shown that people who eat blueberries regularly have better balance, better coordination, and better gait.